Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or for those new to my channel, you are all welcome. So in today's video, we have here given cubic equation to solve from one of our subscribers under the name Tizaro. Did I pronounce it right? I apologize if I pronounce it incorrectly. And without further ado, we now start our solution. And so how do we solve this cubic equation? So in here, we're using the method we call it alternate term method. In alternate term method, we're considering the alternate terms of the cubic equation to find for the first root of x. Alternate term method, that means we're taking the sum of the coefficients of the alternate terms of the cubic equation. Like in here, alternate terms are the first term and the third term, and then the second term and the fourth term. If these algebraic sum of these coefficients of these terms are the same, then one of the values of x, or one of the roots of x, will be equal to -1. That's the first value or first root of x. So by using alternate term method. So if the algebraic sum of these coefficients of these two terms are the same, then one of the roots of x will be -1. So in here, 4 and 3, that is positive 4, -3. So the difference is 1, right? Since 4 minus 3 is 1. And the other alternate term coefficients are 2 and 1. In here, positive 2 and -1. So that is 2 minus 1 is 1. So the algebraic sum of these coefficients are the same. This means that one of the roots of x is -1. That's the alternate term method. And so from here, we'll be using synthetic division to find the other factor of the cubic equation, considering the value of x, -1. So from the value of x is -1, we'll be looking for the other factor. Since we convert this as a factor of this cubic equation, this will be equal to x plus 1 equals to 0. And the factor is x plus 1. We can use long division if we want to by dividing the cubic equation with the factor x plus 1 to find the other factor of the cubic equation. But in here, we'll be using synthetic division. All right. So the first root of x is -1, so put -1 over here. And we're taking all the terms of the cubic equation, considering their coefficients only. All right, so 4, 2, -3, and -1. So we have here 4, 2, -3, and -1. First, we bring down 4. And 4 times -1, that's -4. And here, we're adding, so -4 and 2, that's -2. Multiplying it to -1, that will be +2. And adding this up, -3, +2, that's -1. Multiplying this to -1, that will be +1. -1 plus 1 is 0. Remainder 0. And so from here, these numbers are the coefficients now. And this 4 is coefficient of x squared. So this is now 4x squared. So 1 degree below x cubed, the degree of the leading term of our cubic equation. So that means this is x squared. And -2x minus 1. And we equate this to 0. And then we start taking the roots of x from here, or the values of x. Can we factor this quadratic equation? Since this is a quadratic equation, you might as well use the quadratic formula to solve for x, right? So let's do that using quadratic formula. So first we assign the coefficients as a. Here is the coefficient of x squared, that is 4. And b is -2. And c is -1. From the quadratic formula, we have here x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. divide by 2a. And all we have to do is just plug in the values of a, b, c to this formula. So we now have minus b is minus 2, that is positive 2. Then plus or minus square root of b squared, negative 2 squared, minus 4, and a is 4, and c is negative 1, all over 2 times a, where a is 4. Simplify this further, we have 2 plus or minus square root of negative 2 squared, that's 4. And then we have minus here, and this is minus sign, so we have positive. 4 times 4 is 16. Divide by 2 times 4, that's 8. And here, so this is now 2 plus or minus square root of 16 plus 4 is 20, divided by 8. Simplify this further. So we have 2 plus or minus 20 can be written as 5 times 4. That is square root of divided by 8. So this is now 2 plus or minus square root of 5 times square root of 4 divided by 8. This is simplified further as 2 plus or minus square root of 4 is 2, so 2 times square root of 5 divided by 8. This is simplified further as factoring out 2 out of that, so we have 1 plus or minus square root of 5 over 8. 2 over 8, that's 1/4. So this is equal to 1 plus or minus square root of 5 divided by 4. So this is now value of x is equal to 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 4, and 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 4. And the first value of x we found earlier, that is negative 1. So these are the values of x, or the roots of x. Final answer. And if we simplify the roots of x over here, so we have x is equal to, first one is negative 1, and 1 plus square root of 5 divided by 4 is approximately equal to 0.801, and 1 minus square root of 5 divided by 4 is negative 0.309. And this simply means that the curve crosses the x-axis at negative 1, negative 0.309, and positive 0.801. And if we take a look at the graph, it should show this way. And so here's the graph of the cubic equation. It crosses the x-axis at point negative 1, negative 0.309, and positive 0.801. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.